Welcome to my kcse revision channel, Teacher James Marita, Creole Boys High School. Kindly subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell such that you get notified once I upload a new video. Today we are looking at a very important topic in kcse, that is a Form 2, carbon and its compound. And today we are looking at the preparation of the two gases, that is the laboratory preparation of carbon dioxide, and then we have the laboratory preparation of carbon dioxide. So if we start from the first diagram, we have the laboratory preparation of the carbon dioxide. So what we have in the laboratory preparation of carbon dioxide, we have a reagent. A reagent is normally a dilute hydrochloric acid, and in this case sodium carbonate. So we have a dropping funnel here which contains a dilute hydrochloric acid, and then we have a solid of a calcium carbonate. Once the gas has been produced from there, it is normally passed through the distilled water, and we are going to see what is the purpose of this distilled water in that experiment. And then we have the concentrated sulfuric acid. In most cases, the concentrated sulfuric acid is used as a drying agent. So in this case, it is used to dry the carbon dioxide gas. Then we have the methods of the gas collection. So the gas is collected normally by the downward delivery method, because the gas is normally more denser than air, or we can also say that this method is also called the upward displacement of air. So what are the important things that you are supposed to understand from this particular diagram? You need to know the equation of the reaction, the reagents, a very, very important part. You have the calcium carbonate reacting with the dilute hydrochloric acid. Then you have the calcium chloride, we have the carbon dioxide, and then we have water. The equation must contain the state symbols and must be well balanced, a very important part that you are expecting to understand. Then from there, what is the role of water in that experiment? The gas has been produced from here, so it might contain some traces of hydrochloric acid. So the role of water in that experiment, it is just to remove the traces of hydrogen chloride gas. So we can also have the role of the concentrated sulfuric acid. Normally in this case, the role of the concentrated sulfuric acid, it is normally used to dry. It is used to dry, not the chlorine gas, but it is used to dry the carbon dioxide gas. So this one is normally used to dry the carbon 4. It is used to dry the carbon dioxide gas. A dry carbon dioxide gas is collected by this method. So we have methods of gas collection. It is collected by the downward delivery method, or what we call the upward displacement of air, because the gas is more denser than air. Now, how do you test that the gas produced is carbon dioxide? So that sometimes you will be required to describe the test for the gas, or you will be asked to carry out the test to confirm that the gas produced is carbon dioxide. What you normally use here, you use a reagent of calcium hydroxide, whereby the gas which is carbon dioxide, once it passes through the calcium hydroxide solution, it normally forms a white precipitate. And the white precipitate normally confirms that the gas produced is carbon dioxide gas. If you require to write an equation of the reaction, you will have the calcium hydroxide reacting with that carbon dioxide gas. Then you have a calcium carbonate, and of course we have water. This calcium carbonate here is what is referred to as a white precipitate. So this is what we have as a white PPT. So that is what we require here. And then we have some of the uses of this carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide normally it is used in the manufacture of sodium carbonate, that is in the solvent process. It can also be used in the manufacture of drinks like the soda, and also it is used in fire extinguishers. In these fire extinguishers, why it is used as a fire extinguisher, you need to understand the property that makes this carbon dioxide gas to be used as a fire extinguisher. One, this gas normally it is denser than air. Therefore, it normally forms a blanket to prevent the entry of oxygen. So because we know that oxygen supports burning, so once it comes in contact with this carbon dioxide, it normally forms a blanket on the top of that burning substance. Now from here, from this I used as a fire extinguisher. There are types of these fire extinguishers. What are they sometimes? So if you require to give the types of the fire extinguishers, you just say that one of the fire extinguisher is what we call them a soda acid extinguisher. This soda acid extinguisher, what do you normally understand about this one? This one, it contains sodium hydrogen carbonate at the bottom and the dilute sulfuric acid at the top. So when these two react, they will just produce the carbon dioxide in that case. Another type of fire extinguisher, we are talking about the foam extinguisher. This one, it contains normally sodium hydrogen carbonate and aluminum sulfate, which is acidic. So when these two react in that case, they will produce the carbon dioxide. And then lastly, we have another type of a fire extinguisher. We are talking about the carbon dioxide extinguisher. This one contains a liquid carbon dioxide under pressure. So if you require to name the types of the fire extinguishers, that is what we have there. That is all about the preparation of this carbon dioxide gas. There is a question that you will be required an application question from this carbon and some of its compound. One of the application question is that when you're cooking mandasi using a baking powder, you know baking powder contains sodium hydrogen carbonate. So when you're cooking mandasi, that using a baking powder, the dough rises when it put in a frying pan. So explain that kind of observation or explain that kind of reaction. What do you need to understand is that a baking powder contains sodium hydrogen carbonate. So this baking powder that you are using when you are cooking mandasi, it contains sodium hydrogen carbonate. So when the dough is put in the frying pan, the sodium hydrogen carbonate, this decomposes. So this sodium hydrogen carbonate decomposes on heating. So in the process of decomposition, it produces the carbon dioxide. It is now this carbon dioxide which makes the dough to rise as it forces its way out. The same time also you need to explain why mandas always have cracks. So explain, for example, the mandas always have the cracks. So we have mandasi have cracks. So this one can also explain that why the mandas always have cracks. It is the same thing that in this mandas we have using this baking powder. The baking powder contains the sodium hydrogen carbonate. So when the dough is put on the frying pan, the sodium hydrogen carbonate will normally decompose to produce the carbon dioxide. So as the carbon dioxide forces its way out, it normally causes the cracks on the mandas. So if you come across a question explain why mandas always have cracks, that is what you can say. So another gas preparation, we have the carbon dioxide. We have these two gases. That is the carbon dioxide, and then we have the carbon 2 oxide gas. Normally in this case, you need a reagent of a concentrated sulfuric acid and of course the methanoic acid. You understand that the gas is also collected over water there, because most of the gases which are collected over water, they are either slightly soluble in water or they are in most cases insoluble in water. So in this case, this carbon dioxide gas, which is a silent killer gas, is normally collected over water there. Now, the reagent required for the preparation of that gas is, of course, we have the concentrated sulfuric acid, and then we have the methanoic acid under the condition of heat. So we have that methanoic acid and the passed through the concentrated sulfuric acid, the presence of heat. Then we have the carbon dioxide gas, we have the carbon monoxide gas, and of course we have water. Sometimes this gas is normally called the silent killer gas, because if the gas is used in a room which is poorly ventilated, it can normally cause suffocation. Now, what are the uses of these gases? That is carbon dioxide gas. It is normally used in the manufacture of alcohol, or you can also say it is used in the manufacture of fuel. Sometimes if you require to give the difference between the carbon dioxide gas and the carbon dioxide gas, what will you say? You normally use this chemical test, where if you use this chemical reagent of the calcium hydroxide, when the calcium hydroxide passes through the carbon dioxide gas, the carbon dioxide forms a white precipitate, whereas a carbon dioxide gas does not form a white precipitate. That is how you can differentiate the carbon dioxide gas and the carbon monoxide gas. Thank you for watching my lesson. You kindly subscribe, you share, and then you subscribe. Thank you.